This is the Ibanez custom 8-string that was, actually this was the second time. We ordered 2 to begin with, and then we ordered, we figured out what we needed to fix. And then we got this batch of guitars. And it's, I think this is 30.5-inch scale, and it's neck through. Unfortunately, I have no idea what kind of wood selection we actually ended up with, because we went through a couple of options, and there's quite a bit of a different wood selection depending on what guitars we're talking about, because we've been switching it out for some of the 7s and stuff. But since we never use 7 strings anymore, these are like, this is my favorite guitar. This is the guitar I own that I like the most. Here's how it looks. Freddie's got just one exactly the same. But just when we started this ministry tour, we got 2 new ones, these. Basically an Iceman 8-string, neck through. And all of our guitars were mounted with Lundgren pickups, which is a Swedish dude who makes them on his own, and Ibanez orders them from him. So it's nothing that Ibanez uses for their regular retail, but for us they bring them in.
09 to 46?
Yeah, the regular
standard.
Yeah.
And then a 52 and 70. This is actually a bass string.
Yeah, it is. All the songs are like standard tuning, but it's like as far as interval goes, but they're half a note down. That's a legacy from the earliest days of Meshuggah, when there was actually notes in the vocals, and sometimes it was easier when you could drop it half a note. It's a regular guitar which goes like we said 09 to 46, and that's like standard. And then you got the 7-string, which is you're there for the 7-string, and you got 70 on top, so it's all going down. And I mean, it's not. People tend to think, like I was saying earlier, that this is all about having all this. No, it's just about creating a guitar where the tension actually and the measure actually is able to carry the tone. That's the whole deal. Here we have 09 to 46, first 6 strings, regular, nothing special. Then we have the 7th string for the B, or B flat for us, since it's like half a note down, and that's going down to the thickest string, which is a 8th, and it's a 070, and it's a bass string, and it's an F for us, but F sharp on a regular standard tuning. So there's, that's it.
Oh, I mean, when we play like a 7-string, you play it like a normal metal guitar. Yeah. But I mean, when you play the 8-string, it's like playing a bass. So I mean,
yeah,
it's different.
I mean, if you look at it, we've got away from it on the last album. If you look at it, you got your standard riff, and you're there's no big difference going from. Still holds together as far as tone goes, but it works, but it gets a lot muddier when you get down to. So you get down low, stuff starts to separate, but it's still cool to use. So on Nothing and all the other stuff, we really didn't chug anything on the 8th string. That we actually do on the new album. So there's a couple of songs, and Electric Red, the verse is, it's not really chugging, but it's using the same, low frequency rumble. Yeah. So that's the tone.
Line 6, better too.
Only.
Yeah.
We don't have any pedals. We used to. We used to run through TC Electronics into a head just to boost the signal. We don't do that anymore, and it's kind of a relief to get away from all those small boxes you have to mount and worry about when things crap out.
Line 6, better too.
Only.
Yeah.
We don't have any pedals. We used to. We used to run through TC Electronics into a head just to boost the signal. We don't do that anymore, and it's kind of a relief to get away from all those small boxes you have to mount and worry about when things crap out. Yeah, that's the best. Yeah. When it's just oh, the drums and then the lead and then the vocals. Oh, okay. And then you do a demo of it on the computer. That's the best. But a lot of times, like Frederick's saying, you get, great fucking riff, but you don't really have the drums, or you hear like really cool drums and you program it. But I mean, the way we do it, it's not like we try it out. Yeah. It's just like you hear it in your head, you get it down on the computer or whatever, is close at hand. It might be a cell phone with the voice, like recorder or whatever. Just get the idea down and try to work it out. So the whole band playing and trying to size each other up and what's going on, that never happens until we actually get to the point where we're like, well, we're like a song or two short of an album, and then Thomas starts to get the feel for whatever we throw his way. Poor bastard.
He likes it.
Yeah, he likes it. We rarely rehearse and never, I mean, the practice I get from guitars, like playing the songs while writing them, and then playing the songs while recording them, and then rehearsing for the road. And then all I do playing guitar is just sitting in the couch in front of the TV going. So, there's not much practice going on.
Except for lead, maybe.
Yeah, that we were actually...
Had to,
that's true. That's the only thing.
Learn.
Sat down like really. I mean, the technique was a lot easier. Like, to play once, like just play a couple of notes and go like, oh, how's this song? It's like, okay. And you're like, okay, that's not too bad, but it runs for like a long time. And it changes, and it's precise, and you gotta adjust to whoever else is playing it. So we figured that it was more, I mean, we've been doing this memorizing kind of thing a long time as far as parts go, and like getting, everything into the system to the point where it's natural to everybody in the band. But that one was mostly stamina. Because it was like rehearsing that one, it was like everybody was like, oh, okay, okay, okay. And then it was like, damn. And then it was like everybody had to stop, and Thomas was like, man, I mean, I know that we've been talking about this a lot, and people are, some people understand it and some people understand it, but not really. It seems it's not a matter of understanding it, it's a matter of liking it or not liking it. But it's one of these things where everything is for us in the band is about how things groove towards a simple, straight 4/4 beat. None of the 7/4, none of the, I mean, there's nothing intricate about it as far as where the bars and like the time signature goes. It's the polyrhythmic stuff, how the parts, I mean, people know this. It's not a new thing. I mean, it's how it moves, and how it grooves, like when it really doesn't come at the same place every time it comes over, So it's really, and that sounds like it has to be premeditated, like you have to calculate how that would move. But in all honesty, it's for all of us, it's just like, that's the way our minds are attracted to music, sort of. How that works, how that,
I just improvise it until it sounds cool on the albums, and live I just improvise.